Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 51 of my journey. At the beginning of the year this year, I decided to challenge myself to run 365 days out of the year this year, all outside. So I have to bear through all the weather. I also challenged myself to run 1,250 miles this year and to run my first ever 50K in June. Last year, 2020, was my first full year ever running. I was able to pump out 1,000 miles within that time, and I was able to run my first unofficially timed marathon, and I clocked in at 5 hours and 30 minutes. My goal this year, when I run my 50K, is to also finish within that time frame of 5 hours and 30 minutes. It'll be a little bit harder knowing that this is going to be a trail race, and it's going to be a lot more elevation, and just the terrain is going to be a lot different than just running on a road. But I'm really looking forward to it and to the challenge. I'm also running an officially timed marathon in October for the Detroit Free Press Marathon. And that is an international marathon where we start in Detroit, run over to Windsor, and then come back over and finish in Detroit. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping to try to keep it around the 4-hour mark for that officially timed marathon. So yeah, today is day 51. I've been busting my butt out there every single day this year. Today was a beautiful day. It was sunny. It snowed the past couple days, so there's still lots of snow all over the ground. Here in the city I live in, they did an awful job at cleaning up the sidewalks. So I was not able to run as fast as I wanted to in my city the last few days. So today I needed to put a little bit more miles in, so I ran my normal route, but I got to a point where I could have continued and went right into my city, and then did like a 5-mile run where I went left and went into another city, and it put me at a 6.8 mile run. I did the 6.8 today, and I actually really enjoyed it because once I cut over into the other city, there were some spots that were covered in snow, but most of the road and the sidewalks were actually super clear. So if you actually look at my pace on today's run, you will notice like I'm going not like drastically slower, but I'm putting in like a 10 to a 10 and a half minute run, more closer to 10 and a half, and at the beginning, and then once I got over there, I got it down to like a 9-minute run at one point, and I think I averaged out at like 9:50 or something like that for the run today with all of the miles I put in. But that being said, I kind of just want to get you updated on my mileage for today, for this week, for this month, and for this year, and then we'll kind of touch on all of those. Obviously, I told you my mileage is for the year. I'm trying to hit 1250 at least. I am currently at 199.7 miles, so I have 1,050.2 miles to go to hit that goal. I'm thinking I'll be able to pass that goal pretty easy as long as I can keep up this pace. So we'll see where we're at farther down along the line, but I'm still just going for that 1250, and right now I think I'm ahead of it by quite a few miles. But we don't need to talk about that. That's fine. Again, the future will tell its own story as we get farther along. But right now, my yearly goal is going pretty good. I'm above pace, and we're at 199.7 for the year. Now let's kind of go back and talk about the month. So I realized in order to hit my yearly goal, I would have to average at least 100 a month. So I decided to do a 100-mile challenge every single month, and then for each month do a different fundraiser. And for the month of January, we did a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, where we raised $380. For the month of February, since it's being Black History Month, I thought it'd be a good fundraiser to start for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. So that is the February 100-mile challenge fundraiser I'm doing currently for the month of February. And if you're curious about what that fundraiser, what they do, and what that charity does, is what they do is they work to excuse me. They work to build self-reliance, food security, and justice in Detroit's Black community by influencing public policy, engaging in urban agriculture, promoting healthy eating, encouraging cooperative buying, and directing youth towards careers in food-related fields. This podcast that I'm doing here, it being a podcast about trying to live a healthy lifestyle, not only by exercising but diet, I thought this cause would be a perfect cause for the fundraiser for February, especially being Black History Month and it being a local cause in the Detroit area, which is where I am from. So I'm hoping you guys, if you can, to please, if you can donate. I understand times are tough right now, so if you can't, at least share this fundraiser. And if you're curious where you can find this fundraiser, you can find it on my personal Facebook page. I post it to my story every single day. If you can't find it on my page, you can look through my story and you'll see it there. All donations go directly to this fundraiser. Nothing goes to me. Nothing goes to Facebook. So this fundraiser will get all the cut of the money that gets donated to it. I will be having this fundraiser run through the month of February until March, I think 9th or 10th. I got to double check. I did the last month's to run over a little bit into February. This month I'm going to have it run over into March, and vice versa for all fundraisers going ahead. They will run over a little bit into the next month just to get those extra few days that we can raise that money for them. So if you can, please donate, like I said, and I know times are tough, so if you can't, at least please share. That being said, let's get right into the weekly goal, why I have it, and what's going on. So my weekly goal has been set at 33 miles per week. Currently for this week, I am at 26.3, so I got 6.6 more to go for this week. And this weekly goal, it kind of came about where I knew I had to do 100 miles per week, like I said, or 100 miles per month, like I said, to hit my yearly goal. And we're doing the 100-mile challenge, all that stuff. But I added a challenge on day 33 because it's something that I kind of came up with myself. It's a God bod challenge, and I wanted to add it on day 33 because of the significance of it. The episode 33 was more of a episode about spiritualism kind of, but really the actual theme for that episode was divinity. So to keep it on that theme, I did the God bod challenge, and what that entails is 33 days straight. I'm doing 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups every single day while running 33 miles per week. That is the God bod challenge. I know that to run 33 miles per week, that's actually going to put me at 35 days, not 33 days. So I'm doing 5 weeks of running. The first 2 weeks I hit 33 miles. This is the third week. I am about to hit 33 miles after tomorrow. After I run my the same route I ran today, it'll put me a little bit over 33. But that being said, I did do my push-ups and sit-ups. I just did them before recording this episode right here in the kitchen. I made some coffee too to kind of warm myself up. Take a little sip of that real quick. And so I did my sit-ups and push-ups. I'm going to add that to the end of this video. If you guys want to see it or hear it, you're going to have to watch this video. I know this podcast is also an audio podcast. I will not add this to the audio podcast. I don't think you guys want to hear me grunting and barely talking while I'm doing push-ups and sit-ups. So if you want to see this, you will have to watch the YouTube video. Other than that, guys, though, like I said, I'm at 26.3 miles for the week. I'm at 93.3 for the month. I'm at 199.7 for the year. And for today, I put in 6.8. And like I told you, it was a beautiful run today. Today, February 20th, it was, it's still cold out. I think it got up to 27 maybe if I was lucky out there. But the sun is shining so bright and so nice. It's so beautiful. There's not too many clouds in the sky that it kept me warm. As you can tell, I'm just wearing, a Nike Under Armour shirt. And I got like this is snowboarding, it's like a Burton brand thing that I got also too that I was wearing under it. But other than that, I didn't dress too warm. It was a beautiful day. Grateful. Now we're already 10 minutes into the intro. Let's just get started in today's episode. Today is episode 51. Yesterday's episode was 50, and for yesterday's episode, the theme for yesterday's episode was quality, and I kind of went off on a little tangent and all this stuff because I was trying so hard to not mention the word for today's episode's theme, which also goes with the word quality, but I was trying so hard yesterday not to say it. So yesterday's episode was a little wishy-washy, and it wasn't such a quality episode, I guess you could say. I felt bad. I want to talk about it. I just wanted to mention, that's kind of why I was trying to avoid talking about today's episode in yesterday's episode, so it kind of went off here and there. But today we're going to get to touch on both those episodes. So for today, yesterday's episode was quality. For today, episode 51, today's theme is going to be quantity. Okay, and you may be asking, yes, we all know quality, quantity. We know they go hand in hand together. What's the purpose? Why are you talking about this? Okay, I want to talk about quantity because quality is something we all strive for. Okay, but sometimes you can't find that quality without quantity. You need to put in that work every single day in order to figure out how to make something worth it. I gave an example yesterday about my runs and me figuring out how to make my runs more of a quality run while I'm out there running through the big, heavy parts of the snow. I was trying to run fast where there was no snow, as fast as I can. And when I got to the snow, slow down. But I'd be so tired from running fast. And when I got to the snow, it was actually more work than just running on, cement. So I flipped it to make a more quality run where I would try to run fast through the snow. And then when I had a clear path, kind of take it easy a little bit and lower my heart rate. I flipped it, made it more of a quality run, more of a hardier workout. And, but I figured that out by taking taking multiple runs to figure this out in this weather. It took me putting it not so good runs in order to figure out how to get that better run. And quantity and quality, like I said, they go hand in hand, but quantity is so needed that people forget it. Something that I know I was always guilty of, especially when I was doing a lot of my music and recording and all of that stuff. I had so many songs and so many good, I had so many people tell me how good these songs were, or vice versa, just how I needed, or not vice versa, but just I needed that these songs were great and I needed to record them and get them out. And then I would go and I'd try to record them, but there was something not right about it. So I would just keep working on it. And then I would never, ever release them because I could never figure out how to get it to sound the way it sounded in my head and how I wanted it to sound. So instead of just pumping out quantity amounts of songs, I just was always trying to get that quality product, but was never happy with the quality because I never attempted to put anything out to get to me to that quality point. If you understand what I'm saying, I never just kept releasing songs or versions of a song for people to hear to tell me, oh, this is what you need to change, or this is what you need to change. So it just, in my head, it just never got released. So there was no quantity, there was no quality. In my head, I thought there was going to be quality, and that's what I was waiting for. I'm just waiting. I'm going to sit back, and I'm going to put out the best product when it's ready. And I never did because I never put out any products to get ready for that best product. And, that is something that I think needs to be addressed. Yesterday I tried to talk about quality and how there's things, like there's the cheap IKEA stuff. Not necessarily all of it's cheap, but there's, the stuff that's made not to necessarily last. They just pump it out fast, and it's a cheap version of something, so you can just have it. It'll last a couple years. It breaks, you got to buy a new one. That's kind of the mentality of, quality and, not quality, but that's the mentality of just us nowadays as people. We're so materialistic in things that we just rather buy it, break it, buy it, break it, buy it, break it, instead of just buying one thing and holding on to it and taking care of it. There's so many good quality furniture out there that has lasted over 50, 60 years and all this stuff because it was made right and it has that quality put into it. But that being said, in order to have that quality, not even maintain that quality, but to just get to that quality to begin with, there had to be quantity, a lot of trial and error in order to perfect that thing. And that's something that never gets talked about. I notice, to kind of bring it back full circle to the music, I notice nowadays, I'm not a huge fan of popular music nowadays. I get it. I'm getting older, so I'm probably just falling off of the thing. But I just feel like the quality of older artists and the songs that they used to put out compared to the quality of new artists now, you can completely tell the difference. There's a reason why some of those songs from back 50, 60 years ago are still relevant today and are still like timepieces of music. Like you can't escape them. Even like you think about even classical music, that it's even lasted this long. No offense to some of these major artists out there nowadays, but I highly doubt, 30, 40 years from now, you're going to be going back and listening to some of these songs that they have released. I don't think it's going to hold up the test of time of quality. And speaking of that, and the reason why is because I think that, again, that's the kind of mentality we are in now as humans in general, is we want things fast and efficiently and quickly. And if you notice, all bands and artists are just pumping out singles and singles and singles, and just there's barely even any albums anymore. It's all about just getting stuff out as quickly as possible. Quantity. Eventually, with all the quantity that you're putting out, you're going to have one quality thing. It's that kind of mentality that I don't necessarily agree with it in music. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the music today. I don't see it holding up to the test of time like some of the music has in our past. But that mentality of just pumping and pumping out and pumping out and pumping out until you get it right, that is something that I think we could all take a piece of into our own lives and figure out how we can apply it to everyday living in order to make ourselves better. So I wanted to talk about quality yesterday and talk about quantity today, and I wanted to combine them together because I think they go hand in hand. I think one is the bat, one is the ball. You can't play the game without both of them. I think again, with quantity, whatever your case being, whatever it is you're trying to do or get better at, you need that practice. You need to get out there and just hammer at it and figure out how to make your quantity into a quality. That being said, guys, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I hope this episode kind of did a full circle and kind of touched better on yesterday's episode and kind of clarified the quality aspect of yesterday's episode, and we can kind of talk about how you can obtain yesterday's episode of quality with today's episode of quantity, of putting in the work and figuring out how to do things right. You'll never figure out what you're doing wrong without applying it every single day and figuring out what you are doing wrong in order to fix it. So if you want to fix something in your life, you need to work at it. You need to apply yourself. You need to every day, quantify it. Just go out there and just keep doing it. Repeat. Figure it out until you understand what it is that you do, and then you can make that quality product of whatever it is you're trying to do. So that being said, guys, today is day 51. It is January 20th, 2021, and for your daily discipline today, it is to find that quantity. Figure out what you need to do to make your life better. You want to have that quality in your life, well, then you need to quantify it, and you need to work at it and figure out, in order to obtain the quality, what can you do every single day to get yourself one step closer to that quality that you are looking for in your life. So your daily discipline today is figure out what it is that you can be putting your time into. Figure out what it is that every day you could be working at in order to make a better quality life for yourself. If it's running, like me for instance, I got these few goals this year that I have of running every single day, of hitting my mileage, of running my 50K and running my marathon. I have times I'm trying to hit. So my whole thing is I need to put in the work every single day. I need to get that quantity of going out there every day, even if it's a small day, just putting in the work. So when the day that I need to be my best, I am ready for it. So take that kind of twist to whatever your goal is. If it's starting a business, if it's same thing, and maybe it's just working out and maybe changing your lifestyle. Maybe it's quitting something that you know is holding you back. To whatever it is, you need to start doing it. Just start it and just slowly work at it every day and keep putting in the quantity, keep putting in the effort every single day to get to that quality life that you are trying to look for, no matter what it may be. It might not even be life. Like I said, mine is my goals that I'm trying, my times that I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to hit a good quality time in my runs, so I got to work at it every single day. There's other things that I'm trying to make a better quality life for myself and for my wife and for my soon-to-be daughter. So there's things that I'm trying to do every single day and work at in order to make a better quality life for myself. So thank you guys so much for listening. This is episode 51, like I said. If you can, please give the podcast a like on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, and on any of the podcast streaming platforms. Also give that subscribe button a push. Subscribe to us, share it, let anyone that you think may need to listen to this or may want to listen to this, or if you just think it's interesting and you want to share it with someone, just please hit that share button as well. Let other people hear about it, know about it. I'm just trying to send out some positive energy. That's all this podcast is about, is positive energy, working on yourself and trying to just make the world and yourself a better place and a better person. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm hoping I can help you as well. So if you can, like I said, please give the podcast a like, a share, and a subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the podcast streaming platforms. This has been episode 51 of the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. I want to thank you guys one last time. I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys stay disciplined, and peace out. Today is January 20th, 2021. Today is day 19 of the God Bod Challenge of 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups. Yeah, stinky doggers. Watch out. You guys might hear the coffee brewing in the background that I was trying to get brewed. Just got back from the run. It's a little cold, soaking wet from my run. Did 6.8 today. So I got coffee brewing, warm myself up, and I'm going to probably record today's episode after these push-ups, sit-ups. Whew. Here's the coffee. Ain't that right, Daisy? There's the coffee. Those sit-ups get me. Day 19. Push-ups and sit-ups done.